we give you all the glory. Oh, be lifted above all the gods. We lay, we lay, we lay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wants to welcome you this afternoon to a quick broadcast, and I want to believe that you had a good time yesterday on your Christmas day, that you celebrated your Christmas with friends and family. If you're a Christian, I rejoice with you, and I will say, may the joy of Christmas be everlasting in your life. And I say, happy Boxing Day. But if you're not a Christian and you're my friend, no issues, no problem. I deal with humanity, and permit me to say this to you, the compliment of the season, that may this season bring you God's goodness. May this season move you closer to the truth of the gospel, not lies, not manipulation, not deception. May you know that truth, and may that truth be established in your life and be planted in you. So I want to quickly share this reflection moment with you. I want to share this reflection moment with you. And it came to me as a result of a conversation I had with a gentleman yesterday. And I want to believe that it's something that is very peculiar if you happens to be in my age group or my generation. You see, when we're growing up, family rejoice together, celebrate the Christmas together or New Year. Our parents will demand that all of us should come home, and we all travel all the way down to Djibouti to celebrate Christmas with our parents. So yesterday, this gentleman said he lived in the same city of Lagos, and he live in this, mainland, then the children lives in the island, and he called them that, they need to come over, so to come and celebrate the Christmas with them. And guess what? At 4 p.m., they said they just woken up, and invariably that means they're not going to come. And that now start me thinking that wow. And we started to share views, the kind of generation that we have at the moment. And it is deeper than that. Deeper than that. And that's why I want you to reflect right now. That because there are parents that spend all their lives, all their resources, all their energy, everything that they have, at the detriment of their own health and their life too. No savings, They think that the children that they, your thinking is that you invest all your life on your children, so that when they grow old, they can build a house for you. They can, rally around you. They can be there for you. There's some who does that. Don't get me wrong, but I want to believe it's got to be my generation and the generation that look after their parents, look after their children, was a generation that is not in limbo. Limbo in the sense that, is it the way things are going, will these children look after us? Perhaps the reason why God allow you to be alive right now is for you to be able to reflect. Or perhaps why God is making me to talk about it right now is for you to reflect, to let you realize that it is never too late. If you've been planning your life all around your children, don't get me wrong, you have a duty of care to take care of them, to look after them. But always get something clear. There is a tremendous societal influence in the life of the children today. That something is being planted in them either from school or from social media or from friends that they relate with, that made them to think first about themselves but not about the parents who labor, particularly fathers who have gone through unimaginable pain to make sure there is a shelter, there is a food, and there is a cloth on you, and the school fees to be paid. Many a times a father will be in the room shedding tears, but you will not know, because you want him to pay your school fees, to buy you this, to buy you that. But you never know that the old man do not have that money, and will be thinking how is going to make that possible to sort you out. It's the same person now that you find it difficult to celebrate with him or with her on a Christmas day when you live in the same city. Let me be clear with you. It's something that happens to me. In the last few years, I've been celebrating my Christmas alone. As a matter of fact, I just go to, on Christmas Day, I just go to bed and sleep all the way through. The moment I get in, after the church service on Christmas Eve, I just take a sleeping tablets and I sleep all the way until I wake up the following day. It's likely to be Boxing Day, then I have to eat and continue my sleep. But if they are full, thank God for EPL, they're able to watch football, and chat on the phone with your friends. So you can see how lonely it could be. So I can feel the pain of the man. I can seriously feel the pain. So you are still alive. You are still able, still very active. And those are the things that you get back. And you're not thinking that what's going to happen to me when serious age crept in, when you're unable to do so many things that you're able to do now. What's going to become of you? You see, I'm not trying to be a prophet of doom or being nasty. I'm just trying to provoke you to reason. I'm just trying to reflect based on what happened yesterday, and also about my own life as well, to let you know that being alone is not the best thing. It's not a good thing. Now I can see reason why God decided to trigger his attribute of compassion by looking at Adam, that, oh, you must be lonely, that there's no one around you to fellowship with you, to discuss with you. Even sometimes it's even better when you have a partner that you argue, you fight, you are still together. It's far better than not having anyone around you, that you're all alone. Who are you going to be arguing with? Are you going to argue with your TV, your phone, or who? So God see that being at the top for Adam was a lonely place, and I can relate to that. By the grace of God, I am at the top, and I know what it means to be lonely. I know what it means to be lonely. You see, everyone around you wants something from you. Something from you does not necessarily mean financial, and it could be. There's some that want your time. They tell that I don't need your money, but I need your time. But time is money. Time is money. They need your time, they need your skill, they want you to be there, they want your prayer, they want your support. As a matter of fact, when you are at the top, they want everything of you, without them actually thinking of who is going to be there for this person. So God saw that Adam was lonely, and if care is not taken, he may enter into depression. And God triggered his attributes of compassion, and he had compassion on him, on Adam, and made him a companion. You see, if all what you have done is to work 24/7, if all what you have done is to do everything for your children, excellent, you brought them into the world, you have a duty of care, as I've said. But always bear in mind that in the generation we are in now, particularly in this postmodernism era, whereby they believe that their opinion is always right, that they want to do what they want to do, they want to do what is best for them. So that should be a reason for you to reconsider some of the decisions you have made in the past. i.e., by making peace by whoever you need to make peace with, by settling issues that you need to settle so that you can have a good, you can rebuild your life. And if it's an issue that is beyond settlement, then move on and build your own life. It is about your life, not about anybody's life. Not about anybody's life. Don't be too busy with other people's body, because they are not going to be busy because of your own body when you need them. You say, okay, imagine the moment the children grown up, they have their own family. You have to bear in mind now they have their own family. They have a boyfriend, they have a girlfriend, or they're married, they have kids. You are no longer integral part of that family anymore. You are becoming an extended, you are becoming a grand. So people that matters to them at that moment happens to be their own children. So you are no longer, once upon a time you may be an important part, but you are still important, but not really terribly important, if you understand what I mean. They are primary own children. And that will be their focus. So now, who now cares about you? Because the man was like, we live in the same city. And I called them. And at 4 p.m., they said they just woken up. So which means they're not going to come. That's basically what it means, that they're not going to come. But they're fine to come and see at another day. So you can begin to see that my generation, my generation happens to be your generations too. I also believe that I'm talking to my generation. And I believe that this is the time for us to wake up. This is the time for us to reflect seriously. That what now happens when you get to your old age. When you're seriously old. As I've said, that it is very lonely at the top. Very, very, very lonely. And you will be amazed. You will be amazed that the same people that you and I mean, when I say the same people, I'm talking about our children that you want, that we labor for, we struggle for, we denied ourselves of so many things, so many comforts, so many good life. Sometimes, we went to bed with tears and pain, because you want the best for your children. The essence of you want to give them the best is that they can become your insurance, so that they can look after you in your own old age. They can be, they can be there to support you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and also to be able to stabilize you, whatever you're going through. That was the essence. But you now discover that all what you get is a text, happy Father's Day. If you're lucky as a father, but I know that mothers, they get it all the time. Just like I was telling them, I mentioned on Christmas Eve at church in Lagos, and I said maybe if given the opportunity, when next I'm coming to this world, I will ask God to let me be a woman. Because when people say it is a man's world, it is never a man's world, it is a woman's world. It is not the one that make that make noise, loud noise, lousy all over the places, raising shoulder, that you think that they are the one in control. Women are more in control. They are in control silently. Silently, they are in control. So, if I was to come, I was like, oh, maybe God, you have to make me a woman so that I can have it all. So what I have labored, struggled for, in my coming as a man, I have not been able to achieve. Maybe then, when I come back as a woman, it will be a time of reward and a time of harvest. I hope you understand what I'm trying to get across here. But if you're a man, and you are my generation, it is not too late for you. It's a moment for you to start to think, a moment for you to start to reflect. Which way forward? What do I need to do? How do I take care of my old age, that I'm not going to be lonely? You see, sometimes we do things because we do not want our children to be offended. We do not want our friends and our environment to be offended. What are they going to say? How will they look at me? What will they do? Uncle, no one cares about you. When you are no longer relevant to them, they don't care about you. They care about you because you are relevant to them. They care about you because there is something in you that they want to harvest, they want to get. The moment they discover that there's nothing about you that they can get, they care less about you. So, and I don't need to tell you all day, because you know it's all around, it's all over the places that you can, you know, you can pick up and learn lessons. Imagine that even the book of 2 Kings, the Bible talks about Elisha, that the moment he discovered Elijah, the fatherhood thing changed. When he discovered that Elijah has got something that he wanted, the fatherhood changed. He started to call Elijah his father. He served Elijah for 10 good years just to be pouring water for Elijah to wash his hands. You know, like a houseboy for 10 good years. And here somebody, you know, because in the biblical days, for you to have a donkey or a camel is an indication that you do not come from a poor family. And Elisha already had it. So which means his parents were comfortable. But guess what? The fatherhood thing changed, because he discovered that Elijah has something that he admired. And in the same way, and you discover that your son could see his father-in-law or his mother-in-law as best and much more important than you, that they will go any length to make them happy than you. And that can happen to your daughters as well. So these are things that I think a reflection time that you need to think about as you go through this season that we're in at the moment. It's not just a season that you marry alone, you eat, but what are the lessons that you can pick out from this season? Before you start a new calendar, reflect right now. Start to put plan in place. Start to work on strategy to make you happy. Start to think about how you're going to spend your old age. But if you're in my position, I want to say this to you, beloved, that it is very lonely at the top. As I've said to you, thank God that I have friends and family. Thank God that I have friends and family. But it's not everyone that have such friends and family all around them. It's not everyone. In spite of having friends and family all around me, let me be clear with you, it is still very lonely, because at the end of the day, if you go visit friends, you will go to your house. If they come to visit you, it will have to be a great price, because at this time, everybody, you expect your loved ones to, your own, to come to your house. You sit on the table, on the dining table, you eat together, you play Ludo, you play draft. You remember those days of a hide and seek, going on them, our compound, then we have a janguava, that children will go on. We also have trees that will climb on the tree, jumping from one to another, all manners of play. Then later in the evening, then we will start to play football, just to enjoy. As you're doing that, you have drinks, you have food, you have, you see all your cousins that you've not seen for a very long time, that all of you gather together. It was a, beautiful moment, beautiful time that you look forward to. But all of a sudden, time and events has taken all that away. then you become lonely. You now begin to reflect that the children that I have labored all my life for, they now have started their own family. So you are no longer priority. I'm not saying you're not important to them, but you are not priority. You are no longer priority. And I say to you, it's time to start to make yourself priority. It's high time. If you are a man, it's high time you start to make yourself a priority. Do whatever you need to do. If the world is going to cry, let them cry. If the world is going to weep, let them weep. But it is for you not to cry, it is for you not to weep. It is for you to know what you're doing. I wish you a wonderful season. I shall reflect on this my short message. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May this season be the best season for you. And I sincerely apologize for the breakdown in internet connection and all that. But they are part of the season. They are part of the season. So when many people are home, then they'll be connecting and connecting and connecting on the internet. So the internet, suffer. Takes every download. Many will download movies, download that, watch this, social media, because majority of people are home because of the season. So when you have a breakdown in internet connection, try to understand, because that has been happening to me in the last a couple of hours. But if you're able to hear this message, it is about reflection time. Now go ahead and do what makes you happy. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Dr. Tayo OGUNMEFUN. God bless you.
Jesus.